Yes, hello and welcome to another vlog from Ben R Rider. Today we're testing out the Honda ADV 350 2023 model year. The 2023 is basically, they have a little bit different colors I think than the 2022, but basically the same. I mean, yeah, except for the colors, nothing has changed. In the model year 2024, also the colors will change again. And please pay attention, if you want the one in red, you have to buy it this year. Next year they will not have one in red. Also the change, but it's also color related, will be in the next year, that we have this part of the front here will be in black, so it looks a little bit more similar to the X-ADV actually. I have to tell you, I'm really sorry if the sound is really bad because it's so windy, and that reminds me actually of the time when I first reviewed the ADV 350 1 or 2 years ago, and not at this spot, a little bit higher up, but it was so windy that my helmet flew away. When you sit on it, oh shit! Today it's the same thing. I'm really scared that my equipment will fly off the mountain here. Anyways, on the left hand side we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. We have a light switch. The whole control section here reminds me very much of the Honda X-ADV. We have the light switch here. We have a passing light switch here and the high beam switch here, low beam. We have traction control on off. We have actually 50% traction control. We can switch around here as well. We have a function button. We have like a joystick. We have the horn here. We have the turn signal switch here. We have the hazard light switch here. On the right hand side we have the throttle. We have the brake lever for the front disc brake. We have the emergency cutoff switch here, and we have the starter switch here. In the middle we have the inverted LCD display. Unfortunately, yeah, it is inverted LCD display, and that means that in direct sunlight it's not really that easily readable, to be honest. Also it has reflections on it, so it's not really my favorite, one of my favorites. In the display you can see on the top left, in the top left corner, you can see the traction control. We have it full now. We have 50%, and we can turn it off. As you can see, I turn it back on. In the middle we have the clock permanently displayed. Underneath on the left hand side we have the RPM counter. In the middle we have the speedometer. On the right, underneath we have the fuel, and on the top right actually we have the outside temperature. We can switch around with a joystick from outside temperature to battery voltage. Underneath we can switch around the trip AB, average fuel consumption, elapsed time, as you can see here, and that's it. And down there we can see the range, the remaining mileage or kilometrage With the fuel left in the tank, we can also see the trip A, trip B, and the total. That's about it for the display. So when it comes to storage space, we have a cubby hole in the front left here. It is fairly deep. You can probably fit a half a liter of a water bottle in there. We also have USB-C connection for your phone. If the phone is not too big, you can probably fit it in there, or you have to get a cable out of here. I don't know if it's lockable or not. I think the last time it was not lockable. I don't know. Please let me know in the comments if it's lockable or not. If you own this scooter, we can also open up the seat. We put it here to seat. We open up the seat here, and we have the seat here. It looks like this. The good thing about the under-seat storage compartment is that it can fit, actually it can hold 2 full-faced helmets. Mine is a Shark Spartan size M. It can fit in the front and in the rear. That is no problem. It is pretty nice. We don't have a courtesy light, unfortunately, like on the X-Maxes, but we have another little cubby hole here. We can put your tools and maybe your gloves. So we have a lot of storage space, and that is basically the same as on the 4 series. So this is the Honda ADV 350 2023 model year, and we'll take it out for a little spin. Let's go. So in order to get things started, we turn it on here. We have it now on seat fuel. We put it to ignition, and the screen comes alive. And here we go. This means here that we have traction control enabled. We could also disable it here. We have now 100% traction control. We have 50% traction control. If we press longer, we can disable it, as you can see. And now I push again, and it is enabled again. So let's go. So the first thing that you notice when you get on the scooter is, the seat as usual is Honda hard. But that's nothing negative, because I think on longer stretches it is actually quite nice, but kind of firm. The other thing is we have the seating position. You can sit like on a regular chair or you can put your feet a little bit to the front, which is nice. And I'm not sure if I mentioned that before on this ADV 350. It is not too bad, actually. I can actually put my feet there, and I'm not really bothered with the angle of the footrest there. So pretty nice. The handling of the scooter is quite nice, but I would say it is actually on par with the Honda Forza. I just test rode the 350, and now I can basically compare it a little bit better. And at first you think, well, this one really is much more agile and stuff, but I don't think so. They're both agile, but they don't tend to tip over or anything, or tip to one side. They're very stable, they're very balanced scooters, so it doesn't matter if you take the 350 or if you take this one here. I think from handling there's no difference. I don't know how it is, since this is supposed to be better for off-road riding or gravel roads or something, which I tried one time, but I'm not really the type to do this, So I cannot really tell you if this one is better because it has different shocks, or the Forza is worse or something. I cannot really tell. But during regular testing here on regular roads, which I always take, and I usually take the same, I have absolutely no problem with it. Both are basically the same. Both are very comfortable and feel quite nice when you get on the scooter for the first time. It's with most of the Honda two-wheelers actually like that. You feel right at home. It doesn't matter if it's a motorcycle or a scooter. You basically feel right at home. I don't know if it's just my size. I'm 175. Go. Stop. So, yeah, 0 to 100 seemed to be pretty nice, actually. I don't know If it's any faster than the 350, cannot really be. I don't think so. But we'll have a look. Highway riding, I have the impression actually that the windscreen is a little bit further down than on my ADV. So I think you get a bit more wind on it here. I don't know what is banging against my helmet here. I have no idea. But today is a very, very, very windy day, I'm sorry to say. Once again. And you cannot really compare the windscreen, but it's definitely lower and not so nice as on the ADV. You can adjust it in 4 positions, the windscreen actually, not automatically with or electronically with a switch, but you have to use your hands to get it down. And yeah, it's a bit more like the ADV in that regard. When you sit on it, you get the feeling, yeah, you don't really have the feeling of a scooter, to be honest. The handlebar, it's very wide. You can see everything in the mirrors. And it gives you kind of the impression you're actually sitting more of a on a motorcycle than on a scooter, and that is quite nice. When you, from the outside, it looks kind of like a scooter, but when you sit on it, it seems more like a little motorbike. Impressions on the highway, I mean, it's very stable, it rides nicely. Of course, I cannot say very much today about the wind and everything, and maybe turbulence, because it's really super windy today. But other than that, it basically rides like the for the 350. It's pretty nice and very stable, and it has good power, like 350 power, 330 cc engine. And yeah, once again, to make a long story short, it is a very good buy, I would say. It costs here in Spain around 6,600 euro, around 6,600 euro, yeah. The only thing I don't really like about this is the display. It should be TFT and easier to read. It's not so easy to read when it's really a lot of sunshine. I don't really like it. Other than that, I like everything on the scooter. It's pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. And personally, if I were to size down from my ADV, I would probably consider it. And yeah, that's all I can tell you. Also very comfortable for traveling for longer rides, because we have nice suspension and we have a nice storage space underneath the seat. That's everything I can tell you about the ADV 350. Thanks very much for watching. This is Spanner Right Out. Take care. Bye bye.